Tuvalu is a small island nation in the Pacific Ocean, made up of 9 coral atolls. It is one of the most vulnerable countries in the world to climate change, as rising sea levels are threatening to inundate its land and displace its people. In recent years, Tuvalu has experienced a number of climate-related disasters, including severe flooding, droughts, and coral bleaching. These events have damaged infrastructure, destroyed crops, and forced people to relocate. The Tuvaluan government has taken steps to mitigate the effects of climate change, such as building seawalls and planting mangroves. However, these measures are not enough to protect the country from the long-term effects of rising sea levels. As a result of climate change, Tuvalu is facing an existential crisis. With sea levels rising, their country might cease to exist. As a result, its people will be forced to abandon their homes and potentially their way of life. Tuvalu is certainly not the only country facing these existential questions, but it will be one of the first. Tuvalu will likely be completely inundated by the 22nd century, according to some scientists. But, long before then, they will be frequently flooded and battered by hurricanes, making life on the island nation nearly impossible. By 2100, 95% of Tuvalu's land will be flooded by periodic king tides, making it uninhabitable. The prospect of Tuvalu disappearing has raised a number of legal questions. For example, if a country's land disappears, does it lose its status as a country? And if so, what happens to its people? About 90 years ago, the definition of who could be considered a state was decided at the Montevideo Convention. They set out 4 parameters a country must have. 1. A physical territory. 2. A population. 3. A government, and 4. The capacity to enter into relations with other countries. By this internationally recognized definition, if Tuvalu loses its physical territory, it would technically no longer be a state. That, of course, is a much more complicated question because, on some level, they will still have a population, government, and diplomatic relations. These questions are complex, and there's no easy answer. However, the Pacific Islands Forum, which represents Tuvalu and other small island nations, has argued that these countries should not lose their status as states simply because their land disappears. The Forum has also argued that small island nations should be granted special rights and protections under international law due to their vulnerability to climate change. These rights could include the right to financial assistance from developed countries, the right to migrate to other countries, and the right to maintain their cultural and political identity. Practically speaking, there are other concerns as well. For example, how can a state even maintain its cultural cohesion as a permanent diaspora? For those born on Tuvalu, they might remember their time on the islands. For those born generations later, they might be more culturally associated with their host countries rather than a place they've never seen. Moreover, 1/5 of Tuvaluans have already been relocated, many to New Zealand. However, these climate migrants have understandable difficulty moving to such a new place. Many Tuvaluans would rely on fishing for survival, but in New Zealand, the commercialized economy requires money, not fish. The legal implications of climate change for small island nations are still being debated. However, it is clear that these countries are facing an unprecedented challenge and that they need the support of the international community to survive. There are a couple solutions being offered beyond the calls for mitigating climate change. The World Bank suggested that Tuvalu could combine itself with another country, such as Zanzibar and Tanganyika did in 1964 to form Tanzania. Tuvalu has other ideas as well. In an effort to preserve its culture and history in the face of climate change, Tuvalu has created a digital clone of its capital, Funafuti.
Our land, our ocean, our culture are the most precious assets of our people. And to keep them safe from harm, no matter what happens in the physical world, we'll move them to the cloud. Islands like this one won't survive rapid temperature increases, rising sea levels, and droughts, so we'll recreate them virtually.
The clone, which is called Te Avaroa, is a virtual city that exists online. Te Avaroa contains a 3D model of Funafuti, as well as a database of the country's cultural artifacts and historical records. The goal of Te Avaroa is to provide a safe haven for Tuvalu's culture and history, even if the physical island disappears. Te Avaroa is not a perfect solution, but it is a start. Te Avaroa is still Plan B. Plan A is to try to protect the physical country at all costs. This means fighting in the international sphere for climate protections and mitigation. The international community also has a role to play in helping Tuvalu. Developed countries need to reduce their emissions and provide financial assistance to Tuvalu and other small island nations. They also need to support Tuvalu's efforts to adapt to climate change, whether through Plan A or Plan B. In the worst-case scenario, if all the physical land sinks under the sea, its people know that they will still keep Tuvalu alive. At least that's the hope.